Kinder Morgan and the City of Burnaby are taking to the courts over a plan by the oil company to survey Burnaby Mountain for the use with their Trans Mountain pipeline project. The pipeline will be an expansion of Kinder Morgan's current 1,150-kilometer pipeline between Strathcona County near Edmonton, Alberta, and Burnaby, BC. The original pipeline was built in the 1950s. The expansion would create a twinned pipeline which would increase the nominal capacity of the system from 300,000 barrels per day to 890,000 barrels per day. Kinder Morgan filed a request to the National Energy Board arguing to fulfill the requirements of its project application. It must have access to Burnaby Mountain and referenced a previous decision by the NEB that stated the company did not need the City of Burnaby's permission. Burnaby Mayor Derek Corrigan disagrees.
This is all about a new pipeline, an entirely new pipeline that is going to have an impact on not only our city through the access the pipeline requires, but also a huge expansion of the tank farm, additional tanks being put in, and a huge expansion of the Westridge terminal in order to provide berths for the super tankers that will be coming in to pick up the oil.
Work began in early September, but the City of Burnaby issued stop work orders alleging bylaws were broken by surveyors.
They went to the National Energy Board in relation to access to the land in order to assert what they believed to be their right to go onto private property. National Energy Board said, yes, under Section 73 of our Act, you have the ability to go onto private property in order to do surveys. We told them, well, listen, we're more than private property owners, we're a city. We have a democratically elected government, and we have the ability under the provincial statutes to produce laws, bylaws. And we think they're going to offend those bylaws by going into our park. National Energy Board refused to deal with that issue. They said, no, we're not going to deal with any constitutional issues. We're simply going to recite that they can go onto private property. When they came in and started doing their work and began cutting down trees, we said that's contrary to our bylaws, stop work. And then we took that issue to Supreme Court, which is exactly the mechanism that's provided to us under the Local Government Act. We're permitted to make bylaws, and we're permitted to go to court to enforce those bylaws. So since the NEB was disinclined to rule on whether there was constitutional authority being exerted, we were left with that option available to us.
There have also been protests by Burnaby residents concerned about the environmental impacts from a new pipeline on the mountain. But Kinder Morgan cites a report from an arborist hired by the company that says crews have only targeted pioneer species or trees that are declining in health. Kinder Morgan has stopped work on the project and has filed a motion with the NEB to force the City of Burnaby to cease interference with the surveying.
We're in a standoff at this stage, is that they're not doing any work. Our staff is continuing to monitor the park to ensure that they don't. We're looking for reasons from both the Supreme Court and I imagine eventually from the National Energy Board, which may or may not conflict. We're doing everything we can to insist that they're not permitted to go through our conservation area. That doesn't mean that this solves the problem for us, as they can go back to one of their routes through city streets and private property in order to accomplish it. But I think Kinder Morgan's purpose is to try to give us a Hobson's choice. That is, that we've got residents who are saying, well, I prefer this going through the park to going through my backyard. On the other hand, I think the rest of the people in Burnaby are saying, no, we'll stand with you on this issue, as we're not prepared to accept this through a conservation area that we've voted through referendum to protect.
As of September 12, 2014, no further work has been done on the site.